The former police officer now charged with murder in the shooting death of a 15-year-old has turned himself in and has already bonded out. Hello, I'm Heather Hayes.
I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. Fired Balch Springs police officer Roy Oliver turned himself into the Parker County Sheriff's Office. He was given a $300,000 bond. 15-year-old Jordan Edwards was a passenger in a car when he was shot in the head while leaving a party Saturday night.
Fox 4's Alex Boyer is in Balch Springs tonight with the latest in the murder charge. Alex.
Well, Heather, investigators have been working on this case around the clock. As a matter of fact, I was told that just this morning, members with the district attorney's office spent the day interviewing the two other boys who were riding in the back seat of the car when Jordan Edwards was fatally shot. And then a few hours later, as we now know, fired officer Roy Oliver was charged with murder.
I honestly began to cry because I just did not believe that things could actually work the way that they're supposed to work. And so it was a very emotional moment for me.
Attorney Jasmine Crockett, who represents Jordan Edwards' family, reacting to news the fired Balch Springs police officer who shot and killed the 15-year-old boy has now been charged with his murder.
In less than a week, we have an officer that got fired. We have an officer that has an arrest warrant, and it's an arrest warrant for the highest charge that we have in this country, well, besides capital murder.
Roy Oliver fatally shot the Mesquite Honor Roll student who was riding in the passenger seat of a car Saturday night as a group of boys, including his older brother who was driving, were trying to leave a house party in Balch Springs. Oliver and another officer responded to investigate a report of underage drinking when Oliver claimed the car drove towards him. The Balch Springs chief of police said Oliver's body cam video proved that wasn't true.
What the prosecutor did was said, I've got enough. I've got probable cause at least for murder. Let me see what the grand jury does. So she's now putting it in the hands of the grand jurors to make a decision about what level of homicide they feel is appropriate to proceed on.
The investigation was turned over to the Dallas County Sheriff and District Attorney. A statement from the sheriff's office says in part, the warrant was issued due to evidence that suggested Mr. Oliver intended to cause serious bodily harm and commit an act clearly dangerous to human life that caused the death of an individual. Crockett says Edwards' parents are relieved by the news.
I think that a little bit of the burden is starting to lift because it's a complicated situation. You're battling losing a child, having to prepare the arrangements to lay him to rest, yet in the back of your mind, you're still wondering what's going to happen to my child's killer? What is going to happen to him?
And just a short time ago, we had a chance to talk with the Balch Springs chief of police here outside of the police department. And he says he was not notified about the charge or the arrest warrant, and said this about the investigation and what he calls the family tragedy.
When we started this, the Balch Springs Police Department, we asked for an independent investigation by the Dallas County Sheriff's Office and the Dallas County DA's office for transparency, so the public can see that transparency. That's what we wanted. Them, not notifying us was part of that transparency because we're not involved in the investigation. We did our internal investigation. They had the independent criminal investigation, and this is where that transparency works out. Like I said before, it's a tragedy. You've got the family in pain. And we've got a family in pain over here in the police department.
And as this all continues to play out, it's important to note that the fired officer, now charged with murder, has filed a notice of intent to appeal to try and get his job back. We're just going to have to wait and see how it all plays out. Back to you.
All right, Alex, thank you.
Fox 4 legal contributor Pete Schulte, you know him, is going to walk us through this. What happens next? Pete's a reserve officer, former prosecutor, and now a criminal defense attorney. All right, Pete, quickly, were you surprised by what happened today and how fast it happened?
First of all, I was not surprised that he was charged with murder.
You're not?
I was not. I mean, I think from the facts that we know as of today, that it was coming. Now, I am surprised it went as quickly as it did because this is, if you really think about it, the first officer-involved shooting where the officer's on duty and that resulted in the death, that they're charged with murder within a week. I mean, that's very swift, but I think the sign of the times tell us that needs to happen that way.
All right, when you weigh this against, what happened today and weigh it against the job of the grand jury, how important was what the DA did today in the scheme of things?
So in the grand scheme of things, today what the DA's office decided to do was go to a judge and ask them to review what we call a probable cause affidavit, a sworn statement by an investigator saying they believe murder occurred. It's a probable cause determination. That's the same level of proof that the grand jury will evaluate when they get the case. So the fact that a judge found there was probable cause today, I will be very shocked if a grand jury doesn't indict for murder.
But just, I guess, another layer of the same thing then. So could public pressure have influenced the decision by the DA?
I think what happened early on in the week with the police chief where he stated, I think, and again, we talked about this before the show, that I think the chief went to the two officers that were involved and said, hey, what happened? Was told a story, went out and reported that, thinking that that was the truth. Then he went back and looked at the videos and the evidence that he had at his disposal and realized it wasn't exactly what had occurred. So I think when Chief Haber did that 180-degree turn, that changed the whole dynamic of this investigation.
Now, you said you had a problem with what the county sheriff's office put out, from the investigative side, talking about intent to cause bodily harm.
The murder statute's pretty clear. It's just that you intentionally only cause death to an individual. It doesn't say anything else about your intent to cause bodily injury. I mean, when we talk about homicide in the state of Texas, there's 3 levels of offenses in that chapter. One is murder. Everybody knows about. It's intentionally knowingly causing the death of another. Then you have manslaughter, which is recklessly. And then you have criminal negligent homicide, which is based on what we call criminal negligence. All right, it's all based on mental intent. So the fact that they went as far as they did, all they needed to do today was say, look, based on our investigation and our determination, we felt like a murder charge was appropriate. What a jury does later, hey, that's the criminal justice system in play. But we're going to go with the charge. We think it's appropriate, and we'll go from there.
Let's look forward then. What does the fact that he was on duty, an on-duty officer, how does that play into this grand jury's decision or maybe even a potential jury down the road?
Great question. And I'll tell you, there's no special laws in the state of Texas that apply just for law enforcement. We've talked about that before on the show. And basically, the same laws that protect police officers in use of force situations, the same laws that would protect you and I if we got into a shooting. But because police are trained and they're trained to go into situations where they're going into danger, there's a lot of preferential treatment that goes to law enforcement. And the way this case is going to be evaluated by a jury, which is a defense of third persons, is what was known to the officer at the time force was used and whether his perception, not necessarily the reality, but his perception, was it reasonable to him? Not to a reasonable police officer, but was it reasonable to him under the circumstances?
But didn't you say the judge will have to decide what instructions to give the juries?
Right.
If the judge doesn't think it was reasonable, if I say I thought it was coming at me and you see every bit of video saying it going away from me, can't the judge say, I'm not going to
That's correct.
instruct the jury to go a different way?
The judge will say that we're not going to allow that defense to be presented to the jury in the jury charge.
Okay, we are almost out of time.
Right.
Anything you've heard about facts or you've been able to digest based on your experience that bothers you?
The biggest thing that bothered me was that this was a loud music hall with a bunch of teenagers, and then what they thought they heard was gunshots, which could have been a variety of things, car backfiring, fireworks, whatever. But this particular officer went out and got an AR-15 out of his car. I mean, I don't think that was the best course of action because those bullets, those .223 rounds, high speed, long distance, very accurate. I think that was the wrong call here. That's going to go back to what a jury's going to decide is, was everything that happened reasonable? And I don't know if they're going to get there, but that's up to the jury.
You told me if he had a Glock or something, you don't think anybody would die, even if he would have fired with his handgun.
The handgun, the bullets that come out of a handgun are slower. They're not as accurate. Right. I don't think it would have caused the death of the passenger. Right. So I'm concerned. I mean, you know me, I support law enforcement like you do, but what's wrong is wrong. Right. But we need the criminal justice system in this case.
Pete, thanks. Appreciate it as always.